In the unforgiving highlands of the ancient world, where empires clashed and geography was destiny, legends were forged in ice and rock. They spoke of an elite force of mountain warriors, born from the harshest terrain on earth, who fought for the highest bidder. A force named after Vahan, the Armenian god of war and fire, a deity with hair of flame, a beard of fire, and eyes that burned like two suns. They were called the Vahagnian mercenaries. For centuries, their name was a whisper on the lips of emperors and kings, a symbol of martial prowess and unwavering resolve. But this legend hides a more complex and fascinating truth. Because while vast empires did indeed rely on elite Armenian warriors, the real story isn't about a mythical guard named for a god. It's about the very real flesh and blood cavalry that dominated the battlefields of antiquity and whose legacy is being reborn today. So, let's uncover the truth behind the myth. The myth of the Vahagnian mercenaries is a powerful one because it taps into the very soul of Armenian martial identity. Vahan, a pre-Christian god kind of like the Greek Hercules, was a figure of immense strength and courage. He was a dragon slayer, a god of thunder, and a symbol of victory. Naming a warrior fraternity after him is like claiming his divine strength, suggesting a unit of demigods walking the earth. This legend speaks of an elite corps of mountain fighters, their skills honed by the jagged peaks and deep valleys of the Armenian highlands. It paints a picture of them selling their swords to the great empires surrounding them, the Persians, the Byzantines, the Ottomans. They were imagined as the ultimate special forces of their day, capable of operating where no other army could, turning the tide of battle through sheer grit and expertise. But here's the critical truth. No primary historical source, no ancient chronicle, no imperial record ever mentions a unit by the name of the Vahagnian mercenaries. It's a powerful piece of folklore, a national epic condensed into a single, evocative name. It's a myth, but every myth has a seed of truth. The idea of an elite Armenian warrior class serving foreign powers? That's not fiction. It was a historical reality. To find these real soldiers, we have to look past the gods and get to the real-life horsemen who were the pride of Armenia and the envy of its neighbors, the Irudzi. The term Irudzi simply means horsemen, a translation that really doesn't do justice to their formidable reputation. This was the elite heavy cavalry of ancient and medieval Armenia, a force drawn from the noble class known as the Azatavriar. These weren't common soldiers. They were the sons of Armenian lords, raised in the saddle and trained for war from birth. Their entire lives were dedicated to the art of mounted combat. Armenia's rugged landscape of high plateaus and towering mountains was the perfect crucible for forging both warrior and beast. The horses bred in Armenia were famous not for their size, but for their spirit and endurance, perfectly adapted to the harsh terrain. The Roman historian Sallust even described the Armenian cavalry as remarkable by the beauty of their horses and armor. In peacetime, the Irudzi served as the royal guards for the Armenian kings, with a standing force in the thousands. In times of war, their numbers could swell dramatically, creating a mailed fist of up to 20,000 horsemen. They were heavily armored cataphracts, a living torrent of steel that could shatter enemy infantry lines. But they were also versatile. Beyond the heavy lancers, Armenian armies deployed light cavalry, skilled horse archers who could kill from 200 meters away, and infantry armed with slings and spears. When Armenia lost its formal independence, the Irudzi didn't just disappear. Their skills were too valuable to be wasted. The great empires on their borders, the Sasanian Persians and later the Byzantines, eagerly integrated these elite warriors into their own armies. Their service in the Sasanian Empire is especially well documented. Pro-Sasanian Armenian cavalry units fought under the Sassanid banner and were held in such high esteem that they were granted a status similar to the elite Persian Savaran cavalry. The career of one Armenian general, Sambat Bagratuni, in the early 7th century really stands out. Epic recreation of Sambat's legendary single combat with the Hephthalite king. Two warriors on horseback facing each other in dramatic combat, with armies watching from a distance. The scene captures the moment of victory that earns Sambat his legendary status. Serving the Sasanian king Khosrov II, Sambat led campaigns with incredible distinction. After a decisive victory over the Hephthalites in Central Asia, where he is said to have slain their king in single combat. Khosrov gave him the title Khosrow Shun, meaning the joy or satisfaction of Khosrow. As the Irudzi were cementing their fame in the service of Persia, another legendary group of foreign warriors was carving out its own story in the heart of the Byzantine Empire. Their tale is often mixed up with that of Armenia's warriors, but their origins lie in the cold lands of the north. They were the Varangian Guard. Dramatic recreation of the meeting between Byzantine Emperor Basil II and Vladimir I of Kiev. The scene shows the negotiation and agreement that would create the Varangian Guard. Their story starts not with a formal decree, but with a desperate pact. Around 988 CE, the Byzantine Emperor Basil II was facing a catastrophic rebellion. To save his throne, Basil made a deal with Vladimir I of Kiev. In exchange for marrying the emperor's sister and converting to Christianity, Vladimir sent 6,000 Norse and Rus warriors to help Basil out. Intense recreation of the Battle of Abydos in 989. Varangian warriors with their distinctive axes cutting through rebel forces. The scene emphasizes their brutal effectiveness and the decisive nature of their intervention. Dynamic battle cinematography with authentic weapons and armor. These men formed the core of what would become the Varangian Guard, and they did not disappoint. In the campaign against the rebellion, the Varangians proved their brutal effectiveness. At the Battle of Abydos in 989, they were instrumental in crushing the rebels, with one chronicle noting they cheerfully hacked the fleeing enemy to pieces. Impressive formation of the Varangian Guard in full ceremonial dress, showing their distinctive double-handed axes and Nordic appearance. The scene emphasizes their role as elite bodyguards and their fearsome reputation. Byzantine palace setting. Unlike the noble-born Irudzi, the Varangians were primarily mercenaries, shock troops whose loyalty was to the emperor, who paid them in gold. They were the emperor's personal bodyguards, an elite infantry force, and a political police unit all in one, instantly recognizable by their terrifying double-handed axes. Epic recreation of the Battle of Beroia in 1122. Pecheneg wagon fortress being assaulted by Varangian guards with their great Danish axes. The scene shows the Varangians breaking through the defensive circle, emphasizing their decisive role in the victory. They fought across the empire, from disastrous campaigns in Italy in the 1040s to the pivotal, if ill-fated, Battle of Manzikert in 1071. One of their most celebrated victories came in 1122 at the Battle of Beroia. Emperor John II Komnenos was facing an invasion by the Pechenegs, who had fortified themselves behind a great circle of wagons. After other troops failed to break through, John unleashed the Varangians. Armed with their great Danish axes, the guard hacked their way through the wagons, shattering the Pecheneg position and securing a total Byzantine victory. Split-screen or parallel imagery showing both Irudzi and Varangian warriors, emphasizing their similarities as elite foreign military corps. The visual comparison highlights their shared archetype while showing their distinct characteristics. This one battle effectively led to the disappearance of the Pechenegs as an independent people. While the Varangian Guard wasn't Armenian, their story offers a compelling parallel. Both the Irudzi and the Varangians were elite foreign military corps, whose skill made them indispensable to the empires they served. They were symbols of power, loyalty, and battlefield dominance, embodying that same archetype of the elite warrior that the Vahagnian myth captures so perfectly. The story of elite warriors is timeless, spanning continents and centuries. If you want to see more deep dives into the forgotten military units and legendary soldiers of history, make sure you're subscribed and have hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next investigation. The legacy of the Irudzi and the archetype of the mountain warrior didn't end with the fall of ancient empires. Today, in the 21st century, that spirit is being consciously resurrected. Following the geopolitical shifts of the 2020s, Armenia has been undertaking a massive transformation of its armed forces, once again looking to its unique geography as its greatest military asset. Detailed shots of modern mountain warfare training, glacier traversal, high-altitude survival, specialized equipment. Armenian soldiers working alongside international instructors in extreme conditions. The scene emphasizes the technical sophistication of modern mountain warfare. A key part of this new doctrine is a renewed focus on elite, mobile, mountain-adapted units. Armenia has begun sending its Special Operations Forces to train at one of the world's most formidable military institutions, India's High Altitude Warfare School, or HAWS. Located in the Himalayas, HAWS trains soldiers for combat in brutal, low-oxygen environments above 10,000 feet. Modern political imagery showing Armenia's shift away from CSTO and toward Western partnerships. Maps, flags, and diplomatic imagery illustrating the geopolitical realignment. Professional news documentary-style presentation. The 11-week course covers everything from acclimatization and mountaineering to glacier traversal and high-altitude survival. By training its soldiers in the Himalayas, Armenia is preparing them to master their own rugged Caucasus terrain, creating a new generation of mountain warfare specialists. This military pivot is happening alongside a significant geopolitical realignment. Modern joint military exercises between Armenian and U.S. forces. Contemporary military equipment, NATO standard training, and international cooperation. The scene shows the evolution of Armenian military capabilities and partnerships. For years, Armenia was a member of the Moscow-led Collective Security Treaty Organization, or CSTO. However, in February 2024, Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan announced that Armenia had frozen its participation in the bloc, citing its failure to provide security guarantees. While the CSTO's charter doesn't have a formal frozen status, Armenia has stopped paying its membership fees and no longer participates in the organization's activities. In place of this old alliance, Armenia is strengthening its military ties with Western nations and other partners. Joint military exercises codenamed Eagle Partner with the United States have been held to increase interoperability with NATO standards for peacekeeping operations. The 2025 drills involved U.S. troops from the Army Europe and Africa Command and the Kansas National Guard training alongside Armenia's peacekeeping brigade. This, combined with specialized training in India, signals a clear strategy to build a modern, resilient, and highly specialized military capable of defending its mountainous homeland. Return to the majestic Armenian highlands, now in golden sunset light. The same landscape that opened the video, but now imbued with the full weight of the historical narrative. Camera pulls back to reveal the timeless beauty and strategic importance of this mountain homeland. In the end, the Vahagnian mercenaries never really existed as a single historical unit. You won't find them in any official records, but the idea of them, the spirit of the elite Armenian mountain warrior, has been a constant thread throughout history. It was alive in the Irudzi, the noble heavy cavalry whose skill was prized by kings. It was mirrored in the fierce loyalty of other foreign guards like the Varangians, who defended the Byzantine throne. And today, that same spirit is being reborn in modern Armenian special forces, training in the high Himalayas to become masters of their mountain home. The name may be a myth, but the legacy of Armenia's elite mountain warriors is very, very real.